The hub of the baseball universe is indeed Fenway Park in Boston, where the first-place Braves and first-place Red Sox meet in Game 2 of our three-game weekend set. A perfect afternoon for baseball here at Fenway Park. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe. Let's hope the Braves can get even in the series after the Red Sox hit 4 homers and won 6-2 last night. Game 2 features, Joe, the AB must-see matchup. 2 leadoff men dazzling in the National and American Leagues. Albies for Atlanta, Betts for Boston.
Well, Betts is one of the guys that hit a home run last night, and he's been all-world, putting together one of the greatest starts in the history of baseball for a leadoff man. And if there's only one other guy that might challenge what he's doing, it's Ozzie Albies of the Braves. And what Ozzie has done has matched up pretty well with Mookie Betts in their respective leagues, first or second in a couple of really important categories. And Ozzie, even leading off, is tied for 6th in the National League in home runs. So both guys are worth watching. It's fun to see.
Is there anybody pitching better than Sean Newcomb in the major leagues right now?
I can't imagine anybody is. He's pitching lights out, and ever since he picked up that changeup and started using it at Coors Field, he's been almost unbeatable. You're going to see a couple of examples of it here coming up. Beautiful right there, and he's got a lot of confidence with it to go with his fastball and curveball. But today he returns home. He's from Brockton, Mass, just down the road about a half hour, and he's going to have a lot of family and friends here to see if he continued doing what he's been doing his last 4 starts, 4-0 and 0.36 ERA. Right now he is the Braves ace.
Brockton, they say, is the city of champions. Hopefully Sean Newcomb will wear the belt and try to beat the Red Sox in Game 2. Perfect afternoon for baseball. Braves and Red Sox baseball coming up live from Fenway. First pitch right around the corner.
The Georgia Lottery, and by the All-South Highway Safety Team. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by always wearing your seatbelt.
Back at Fenway Park, it's the Braves and the Red Sox. Middle game of 3 on a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Cloudy skies, temperature 85 degrees, some humidity in the air. And a lot of these Northeasterners, Joe, are going to be feeling like lobsters after the Braves and Bo Sox wrap up Game 2. Neat moment a second ago. Dustin Pedroia took the field all by himself. The super popular perennial all-star second baseman for the Red Sox, debuting this season. He went out there and threw some tosses back to Mitch Moreland as the Red Sox nation welcomes him back defensively here this afternoon against Atlanta. And this is the Braves lineup presented by the skipper Brian Snitker. Atlanta 29-20 on the year, still a half game ahead of the Phillies in the National League East. Kurt Suzuki will work behind the plate. Tyler Flowers will be the Braves designated hitter. No other changes for Atlanta offensively, which hopes to cash in some runs against Drew Pomeranz, who's making a very important start, we understand, for Boston today.
This may be his last start if he doesn't pitch better. He is 29 years old, 6'5", 230, out of Collierville, Tennessee, a former first-round pick by Cleveland back in 2010. but he's had some trouble in recent times in his splits. You see that the right-handers are really wearing him out. 5 homers, all 5 of his homers have been given up to the right-handers. His last start, 4 innings against Baltimore, 7 hits and 5 runs. Fastball in the low 90s, a knuckle curve, a spike curve, and he better pitch well or he might find himself back in the bullpen.
And his first of the day is on the way, and it misses down low to Ozzie Albies. And ball 1 from Drew Pomeranz. Albies went 1 for 4 last night. A first inning single. As the Braves racked up their hits against Eddie Rodriguez. 6 hits in the first 2+ innings, but then didn't get a hit until the 9th inning. And he tried to get out of the way, and Las Diaz said that's a strike. 1-1 your count. And up and away, 2 balls and a strike.
This guy won 17 games for the Red Sox last year, 17-6, a 3.32 ERA, and got off to a horrible start last year, just as he has this year. But it was about this time of year that he started cranking it up. There's the hook. You cannot give up on it.
That was your point made in the pregame show. Have to be patient with this guy. And it was a big bender. Ground ball hit towards short. Bogarts scoops it up and makes the play to first for out number 1. So here's Ronald Acuna. Acuna had a hit last night. He scored the first Braves run. Atlanta got both runs in the 3rd inning thanks to a Nick Markakis double off the wall. Let's see if Ronald can get his timing back. He's just 3 for his last 18 on the road trip.
Talked to Kevin Seitzer before the ball game about the struggles that Acuna's had recently, and mentioned what I talked about last night on the air about how he's not getting his front foot down in time, and asked Kevin if he noticed the same things. And he said he had, and he said it's a result of him overstriding. He's taking too long a stride, so that foot's in the air too long. And if they're working on it, if they can just shorten up that stride, they feel like that will quicken him up against the fastball.
Fouled straight back, and Pomeranz ahead, a ball and 2 strikes.
And he was a little late on that one.
That was a 90-mile-an-hour pitch. Base is empty, 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And fouled away.
Greg Walker, former hitting coach for the Braves, still works with the minor league system. He had a saying, you got to be on time. Got to be on time as a hitter, meaning you've got to be in a position to swing the bat before you can make good contact. And right now, Acuna is not on time.
That's bounced toward third. Nunez with the sidearm sling across in time, 2 outs. So Pomeranz off to an encouraging start, 2 ground ball outs. But now he has to face Freddie Freeman, the Braves' first baseman, batting .324 on the year. Lifetime at Fenway Park, Freeman 13 for 39 with a home run. And up and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
7 runs allowed in the first inning and 6 starts, but as you said, Chip, a better start today so far.
The Braves have been an excellent first inning team. They've scored 40 first inning runs, but have not played it in opening inning tally since May 16th. That was against the Cubs. And Freeman skies that one over the roof and out of the ballpark to the left side. It's a ball and 2 strikes. That'll reach the seats. And a nice catch. One and two for Freddie. And a line drive to left field, a base hit. So Freeman goes the other way with a 2-out single, and Nick Markakis is coming up. There goes the no-hit bid for Pomeranz. It lasted 2/3 of an inning today.
There's that big hook. Freddie stayed back, took it the other way. Well done.
There's some of that patience you were talking about.
It goes back to something I've said a few weeks ago about left-handers and their curveballs. They love to throw their curveball to left-handed hitters and make them flinch. They'll throw it at you and then drop it on the plate. Not very often will they throw it away off the plate.
Line drive on the first pitch by Markakis. That ball is off the base of the monster. It takes a high hop, and Markakis will dance in at second base, a ringing double. Man, I love the sound of that ball off the wall here at Fenway Park.
Especially when the guys in gray hit it.
So Nick ambushes a pitch, his 13th double, and it's up to Kurt Suzuki. 2 on, 2 out.
That's very similar to the pitch he hit for the 2-run double last night. Up and away, and hit it, in this case, over J.D. Martinez's head.
That sounded just the best. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Here's Suzuki. Kurt went 0 for 4 last night. He was the Braves' designated hitter. And that missed inside. Being a DH as a National League centric player can't be an easy adjustment. You're so used to being in the flow of the game. All right, go up, take your cuts, and then sit down for 2 innings or so.
Yeah, it's not easy. You're a little bit of the I don't know, the bull in the china closet type thing. You just don't know what to do with yourself between innings.
Two balls, no strikes. Left-hand hitting Ender Inciarte waits on deck. Braves scored the first 2 runs here last night, but then couldn't score the rest of the way. I'd love to give Sean Newcomb a couple to play with here at Fenway Park. Took a little off, and it drops in for a strike. Not only have the Braves been good, generally speaking, in the first inning, they've been exceptionally good with 2 outs all year long. 119 2-out runs this year.
Well, we showed that graphic in our opening comments about the struggles on this road trip and the lack of hitting with runners in scoring position. Hopefully that will change right here.
Braves are 4 for 28 with runners in scoring position the last 4 games. And that's into the seats foul. And Pomeranz back in the count, 2-2. Pomeranz acquired by the Rockies with Joe Gardner and Alex White for Ubaldo Jimenez. Back in 2011. Now starting his second full season with the Red Sox, where he made 32 starts last year. And that missed inside. Full count.
Yeah, All-American at Ole Miss.
He's had to labor a bit after he got the first 2 outs on ground outs. On a muggy day, he's about to make his 22nd pitch. Hammer cornered, foul, and into the upper deck.
I can't believe he's giving Kurt anything to hit with a left-hand hitter on deck. He showed you his splits to start things, and while he hasn't had a tremendous amount of success against lefties, it's a lot better than against right-handers.
Pomeranz had given up 5 hits to left-handed batters all year before Freeman and Markakis reached with hits here in the first inning. Righty's hitting .319 against him. Payoff pitch, 2 outs, scoreless game, first inning. Here it is. He struck him out looking, and that's the inning. So Kurt Suzuki caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Nothing doing for Atlanta in the first. Sean Newcomb goes to work at Fenway Park. Across the game's first run, so Boston's coming up against hometown hero Sean Newcomb, who gets the ball for the Braves in game 2.
How about these splits? Not only is he on a good roll, having won his last 4 decisions and 4 starts, but his 4 road starts, a 1.49 ERA and a 1.64 batting average against him. 6'5", 255, 24 years old. Out of Brockton, as Chip told you, his 4 keys to pitching success today. Tons of family and friends here today. Just breathe. Take a deep breath. Take it all in pitching here at Fenway Park and try to slow everything down. This first inning is going to be crucial for him to try to get through the nerves and then settle in.
And he's got the unenviable task of trying to slow down Mookie Betts, the Boston right fielder. Hitting .361 on the year. He hit his 17th homer of the season last night. Also most in the major leagues. And the first one from Sean is off the plate, ball 1. Betts had a good cut, fouled it straight back for an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Might be looking at the MVP in the American League, as Newcomb got it by him at 95. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All of his production, Betts does not strike out a lot. Only 24 of them this year. And he's a .413 hitter in his home park. That was the change. It stayed high, and Betts fouled it away. Maybe a curveball. Definitely off speed, and Betts still alive. A ball and 2 strikes. Strike 3 inside corner. Betts frozen. So Newcomb off to a good start. He retires Betts looking, and here's Andrew Benintendi.
Look at this command. High target. Up and in, right at the glove. Good start.
Benintendi last night 0 for 3 with a sac fly. His sac fly gave Boston a lead they didn't relinquish. He's now knocked in 30 runs. And this is a high-flying Boston offense, like the Braves. Good hitting club with an 81-plus run differential this year. That's right, they've outscored their opponents by 81 runs in their first 51 games.
Benintendi's struggle against lefties. Only a 179 average, 7 for 39. None of his homers.
And strikes out about half the time against lefties. Not this time, though, as Dansby. Long throw at short. Stretch and not in time. Swanson did all he could at short. And Benintendi legs out an infield hit. Let's see if the Braves take a look at this.
Great try by Dansby. Accurate throw, too. Good stretch. No appeal. You beat it. Great try, though. Good play by Swanson.
That brings up J.D. Martinez. Martinez was the DH last night. He's playing left field today. He hit a 4th inning homer last night. 1 of 4 hit by the Red Sox. And that's a little low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Watching Betts as the first batter and taking a couple of big hacks at Sean reminds me watching last night. Every one of these guys, doesn't matter where they're hitting in the lineup, they all swing like cleanup hitters. They're taking big hacks. And I watched this guy take batting practice today, and I was so impressed. He's hitting balls over the wall, over the seats in left field. Next pitch, he's hitting balls in the bullpen in right field. Hitting balls in the gap. And as I was watching him, one thing kind of occurred to me. He doesn't have the deep knee bend stance that Chris Bryant has from Chicago, but they're built similarly, and they have kind of a finish in their swing that's a lot alike. Head still, kind of diving over the plate.
Dangerous pitch, 3-0, and Martinez walks on 4. So Newcomb, after the infield hit, walks Martinez. First and second, 1 out. And it's a lefty-lefty matchup here with Mitch Moreland coming up. About the only blemish you could say for Newcomb during this incredible 4-game winning streak is that he has walked a few. He's walked 10 guys in his last 25 innings.
But because he's pitched so well, they haven't really factored in. This guy's hot, Moreland. 6 homers his last 15 games.
Including one to straightaway center here last night. A 443-foot tape measure shot. And Moreland getting a chance every day now that Hanley Ramirez has been designated for assignment. Ramirez, a DH first baseman, their number 3 hitter. Red Sox sent him away and are eating the remainder of his big contract this year.
That swing was kind of like a cleanup hitter, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Oh, wait.
Kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, he is the cleanup hitter.
Yeah. Red Sox first in average, second in runs, second in homers in the American League. 5th in strikeouts. But most importantly, first in the AL East, a game ahead of the Yankees, who beat the Angels last night.
Good game, too. 2-1.
Two quick strikes for Moreland. A check of the runner at second, and the pitch is fought off foul.
All fastballs so far.
Boston this year 5-6 against left-handed starting pitchers and hitting .237 against left-handed pitching. Both those trends continue today. The pitch and fouled away. This is what the Red Sox are also excellent at offensively.
Yeah, he hasn't shown his changeup or the curveball yet. With that launch angle we talked about last night, the big uppercut from Moreland, they may be trying to go upstairs thinking it would be hard for him to catch up to it.
There's the off-speed pitch, a perfect time to break that out, and Moreland is struck out, 2 away.
Old Uncle Charlie right here. And come to think of it, Uncle Charlie might be here today.
Good.
For Sean. Great location too.
And that brings up Xander Bogaerts.
Looks like the Newcomb clan right there. Both teams in their Memorial Day weekend gear.
Love the olive green numbers, accents, the socks. As Newcomb gets ready for his 1-0 pitch to Xander Bogaerts, the Boston shortstop, hitting .285. He's been a tough guy to walk. Only 6 for Bogaerts this year. At 6 walks and 137 at bats. See if he can come back and get him. 2 balls, no strikes. Last thing you want is Pedroia up there with 2 outs. And that split the plate. Fenway's going to go nuts the first time Pedroia is announced to hit. His season debut today for Boston, coming back from off-season cartilage replacement surgery in his knee. And that straightened up Bogaerts, but missed. 3-1. Good pitch. Took a little off, got it in for a strike, and now it's a full count. Benintendi and Martinez will get a head start with 2 outs. Like Pomeranz in the top of the inning, Newcomb's had to work overtime. He's about to throw his 24th pitch. And here it is. Ball 4. Bases are loaded, and here's Pedroia.
I guess this is just how he wanted it to be. Right. First at bat with the bases loaded.
Well, you know, Newcomb's had dreamt of this kind of a matchup with Dustin Pedroia, who debuted with the Red Sox in 2006. Newcomb was drafted in 2014. And now he and Suzuki want to think this one over. Pedroia's won a couple of rings with the Red Sox in 07 and in 2013. He's a Rookie of the Year.
What a moment for Sean Newcomb.
Right?
I was talking about the anxiety of the first inning, and here he is, not just with them loaded, but pitching to Pedroia in his first at bat of the year.
So high drama here at Fenway Park, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. Popped him up. Acuna with his glasses gleaming is there, and Newcomb gets out of a first inning mess. An infield hit, 2 walks, load him up. Boston can't break through. We head to the second. No score. Lowe's whole team together feature. Let's see how Atlanta has done rebounding from a loss the day before.
Pretty good numbers, 14-5. A lot of runs scored, good average. They need that today. They need to get back on the winning track today. That's a good one from Lowe's there. Need to get on some highs. Get into their bullpen.
Enter Inciarte, Tyler Flowers, Johan Camargo, the first 3 for the Braves in the second. Pomeranz with 23 first inning pitches had some 2-out trouble, but he got Suzuki to strike out looking. Newcomb got Pedroia to pop out with the bases loaded. Need to get Ender going a little bit, especially against left-handed pitching, which he torched last season. He's hitting 91 points lower against lefties this year than he did in 2017. Generous strike there, makes it 2-1. Seen that high strike called more and more. Too far off the plate.
And Pomeranz is very upright, very straight. Just barely slides his right foot to start his leg kick.
Another high strike. So a full count, nobody on or out. And Ender takes one under the chin. Ball 4. First walk for Pomeranz.
This guy's been good in day games, and as I was telling you, even after a slow start last year, he still finished with 17 wins. And his last 12 day starts, he's 5-2 with a 3.78 ERA. So he likes the sunshine. But a very high ERA at home this year. 3 starts here at Fenway, a 6.60 ERA.
At the risk of getting in trouble with the Red Sox, there's one word to describe that. Yuck.
Yep.
Here's Tyler. And he takes a strike. Flowers, the Braves DH today. He had a bloop hit over first last night, part of his 1-for-4 evening. And pop back toward the Braves radio booth and just out of the reach of the lemmer, Mark Lemke.
Man, I thought that was right to Mark.
As you see, our Zaxby's indescribably good play. Pomeranz strong in the daytime. So is the Braves offense.
Lemmer was ready, just on the other side of the partition.
Yeah, he was ready.
Yeah, he was ready to hide behind Ben.
No balls, 2 strikes. And again to first. Braves and Red Sox very similar in that they both run. In this day and age of Major League Baseball, there isn't a lot of stolen base attempts. Boston has 35 steals. The Braves have 37. Ender has 18 of the Braves total. And he's got a good lead here with 2 strikes. And Flowers fouled that away.
And a high curveball, maybe a little bit too high. For the DHs, one of the things at this old ballpark, they've done a lot to try to spruce up things for the players in terms of the clubhouse, training room, eating room, all that kind of stuff.
Swing and a miss. Flowers is retired on strikes. 1 away.
But the batting cage, if you want to go hit off a tee, for example, between at bats, you got to go out of the dugout, up a tunnel, into the clubhouse, out of the clubhouse, down a hall to the cages. So it kind of takes you, really removes you from the game for a while if that's what you want to do.
Johan Camargo batting 8th for Atlanta today. Good lead at first. The pitch is popped up. Who wants this? Nunez and Vasquez. The catcher Vasquez has it, and Camargo pops out on the first pitch. And 2 outs. Dansby Swanson, the hitter. Dansby had the first and only Braves hit after the 3rd inning last night. And it came against Craig Kimbrell in the 9th inning.
Well, he put a good swing on it, too. I asked him this morning how it was playing his first game at Fenway, and he said, awesome. Just wonderful.
Ender at first with a leadoff walk. Now there are 2 outs. And taken low. Big hitter's background here as you look out at center field. You notice the black triangular tarp. That section is closed off to fans during day games so that the hitters don't get blinded by the white shirt sleeves in afternoon play. And accounts for the daytime and nighttime attendance differences at Fenway Park. The pitch is up and in. 2 balls, no strikes.
Moreland's home run was just to the right of that last night. Over that garage door.
Can't tell you how far away from the plate that is. 2-0. High fly ball toward left. Martinez turns. That ball is gone. Dansby Swanson has hit a 2-out, 2-run homer into the monster seats, and the Braves strike first. A 2-out, 2-run homer. It's 2-0.
What a thrill. Come in here and hit a homer. And a big hit for the Braves to put them on the board first. and hopefully open up the floodgates. Something inner third. And he handles that just fine, thank you. Almost hit it over the seats.
So the righties continue to punish Pomeranz, who's just given up his 6th home run to a right-hand hitter this year. Swanson's 3rd homer makes it 2-0. And he's still shaking his head, upset at the pitch selection and the result. And Albee sprays one foul. It's 0-2. That's smoke to right. Betts on the run. Still going, and he got there 4 steps shy of the warning track. Ozzie put a charge into one, but Mookie Betts with a fine running catch. Nobody could catch Dansby Swanson's fly ball to left. A 2-run home.
Here. And by Toyo Tires. Imagine loving your tires.
Well, in the first inning, Sean Newcomb spoiled the fairy tale return of Dustin Pedroia, who entered with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He got him to pop out. And then Dansby Swanson a moment ago hit a 2-run homer to give Newcomb some breathing room. 2-0, one of your Ford keys.
Yeah, and to slow things down, he should be able to kind of settle in this inning, be more on the attack.
This is to Eduardo Nunez, who's playing third base for Boston today and hitting .249 for the year. And ripped straight back. 2 balls and a strike. Nunez has been around a long time. Broke in the big leagues in 2010 with the Yankees. He's also played with the Twins and the Giants. 2018, his first full year with the Red Sox.
And we saw him with the Giants. He was playing great baseball at third for them.
Hit through 308 for him in 2017 in 76 games. The pitch is chopped toward third. Camargo has it hit off the heel of his glove, and Nunez reaches to start the second.
Johan's got great hands, but an in-between hop that had something on it here. Boy, he just pounded that ball. It was about home plate high. And the in-between hop Too tough to handle.
So Nunez aboard to start the second inning. Here's Blake Swihart. With the roster decision made by the Red Sox 24 hours ago, there were some who thought it might be Swihart whose job was on the line, not Hanley Ramirez. But Swihart still here. Ramirez designated for assignment.
And you can see with those numbers why he might have been a consideration. 4 for 30, 1 for 12 right-handed.
Swihart, a former first-round pick back in 2011. Out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Two balls and a strike.
So far, one of the things that jumps out at me about Sean is lack of first pitch strikes. That's been a hallmark for him during this good run he's been on, is getting ahead in the count.
Foul back. 20.
Even this guy comes off the bench, gets a start, hitting a .130, and he's swinging.
Yep.
From his tail.
And Swihart was the #1 catcher for the Red Sox in 2015. Hit .274 in 84 games. Been hurt the last two. Left ankle surgery in 2016. Left ankle and left finger problems last year. And now he's got a full count. And a check swing over the Boston dugout. To your point, Joe, about Newcomb, he's thrown strike 1 to 2 of the first 8 hitters. And he just issued another walk, his third of the game.
And to a guy hitting a .133.
Now he's got a guy hitting a .190. Vasquez, the Boston catcher, he went 0 for 3 last night. He could use a ground ball here. Camargo even with the bag at third. Freeman plays behind. Swihart at first. With Nunez at second, nobody out. Braves just gave Newcomb a 2-0 lead. He's got 2 on. There's a first pitch strike. So 3 for 9, first time through the order.
With his stuff, when he gets ahead in the count, he's got other weapons to go to force swings and not good contact. That's what's been really successful for him.
The other part of all these deep counts is you wonder how long he'll be able to pitch in the game. He's already got 40 pitches and nobody out.
And it's very hot by comparison to what he's been pitching in. There's another changeup, and he's all over the place with it. Pitch before was a changeup that was way up and away, and that one down and in.
Two balls and a strike to the Red Sox 9th place hitter. That one well located. Now 2-2. Little roller hit toward third. Second base one. Good stretch by Ozzie. Otherwise that ball ends up in right field, and it actually almost came through the webbing. Not sure if Camargo would have had a chance to step on the bag at third and then throw to second. That could have been a double play. Instead, Atlanta gets the middle runner, and they're at the corners with one out.
With the catcher running, I thought he had a better option to step on third and throw to first. Nice play by Ozzie to get an out.
So here's Betts, first and third for Boston, one out. Like the Braves, the Red Sox awfully good with runners in scoring position, a .288 hitting club. And that missed high, ball one. Tough assignment to get this guy. He leads the major leagues in average, homers, runs, slugging percentage, extra base hits.
Back-to-back curveballs that didn't have any snap on him. I'm wondering if he's having a little trouble with grip, because he's probably sweating more than usual.
Last temperature I saw was 85 degrees. At least that's what they're showing on the scoreboard here. But it's a muggy day. Foul back. Another vicious cut by Betts, 2-2. There is a front apparently on the way to Boston overnight. Chance of rain here tomorrow. Two balls, two strikes. Here it is. Popped him up. Betts can't believe it. Camargo in on the grass, and a big second out.
You bet it was big. Betts thought he should have hit that one out into the street. And it was right there for him. Inner third, and got in on him.
So one more man to get to preserve the lead. Benintendi, an infield hit. As Joe mentioned, Benintendi has not fared well against lefties. 14 strikeouts and 30 at bats against southpaws this year. Newcomb would like a similar result. And that stayed high. Ball two. That's headed out of play. Little roller hit toward Freeman. He's going to flip to second. Swanson's there, and Newcomb pitches out of big trouble. He preserves the lead, and we head to the third, still 2-0 Atlanta.
now 310 feet away from home plate. I am 4 stories up. Yep, I am sitting on top of the Green Monster seats right now. Arguably some of the best and the most historic seats in all of Major League Baseball. But these seats weren't always here. This was a net before. These seats were installed in 2003, 269 of them. And Chip and Joe, the cheapest seat up here still available tomorrow is $245. But Acuna, what do you say, my man? What do you say? Hit one to me.
She's ready.
I'm ready to go.
All right, atta girl. Kick those high heels off, though. You may have to go to your left or right. You never know.
Right here, baby.
Well, Ronald's ready. Get your glove up, Kelsey. Here
I'm
he
ready
comes
to go.
as he leads off the 3rd inning. Now, we talked the other night about the infamous Ted Williams seat here in right field. You can't believe how far away that is. I would imagine the exact opposite is true here, Joe, in left field. Can't believe how close to the plate that 37-foot high wall is, especially for a right-hand hitter.
No, you can't. It's very alluring. Trying to see if you can hit one over the wall. You know, there are different ways to play left field here too. There's some who would take on the strategy that if you're playing left field, anything over your head is probably going to hit the wall anyway. So play shallow. You know, try to take away some singles, and then anything over your head is only going to be a double anyway.
But the way the ball bounces off that fence is such a matter of luck, I would assume, because we've seen balls hit right off the top of the numeraled part of the scoreboard that sort of pop straight up and then come straight down and die.
Yeah,
and you've got to deal with the ladder.
A little ledge there. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know if Kelsey can do a report while clinging to the ladder, but that ladder was there so that some of the ground crew, ball boys, could climb up into the net that she referred to and get the balls that were hit there during batting practice.
So you have that to deal with. Then you have to deal with all the cutout squares where the letters for the out-of-town scores are placed, and the funny odd angles that a baseball could hit, and the crazy bounces that that could take. That one hit towards short. Bogarts has it, and Acuna is out number 1. So if you wonder why all the Boston Red Sox left fielders have gray hair, well, that fence is one reason why.
Challenge, and it's also wonderfully fun.
Was it really?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was great.
Did you ever have to go up against the wall and make a catch? I mean, did you ever leap up against the numbers and bang into that metal wall?
No, I don't remember doing that, but I do remember playing a ball off the wall and catching it off the wall before it hit the ground. It was coming down at a kind of a sharp angle, hit the kind of ricocheted off the fence, and I was in a position to catch it before it hit the ground.
Wow.
And hold the guy to a single.
I don't think I've ever seen that in this park.
Well, I was taking my lips in my hand, you know. It was a big challenge.
Freeman has a base hit, and that one's fouling out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. How about that camera angle?
That was great.
They really have done a remarkable job here, not just in keeping the ballpark fresh and vibrant, not just with this view, but the behind the scenes stuff that fans often don't get to encounter. They really understand here in Boston that Fenway Park is not just a ballpark, but it really is a television studio.
Yeah, it's a museum. You know, there's that area of the stands down the third base line too that kind of stick out real close to the foul line, down where the ball person is, right there, that point. And anything hit down the line, the shortstop's got to take off. Shortstop's got to take off toward the left field corner in case the ball hits that wall and shoots into shallow left field, and then the shortstop's got to make that play and not the left fielder.
Which then leads to another potential problem. As Freddie awaits the 3-2 pitch, and he hits it to second. First chance for Pedroia. And flex those knees, no problem there. 2 outs. Who handles the cutoff play if the shortstop has to go out and get that ball and misses it?
I don't know.
It's all kinds of chaos. Which in and of itself makes this place fun. Here's Markakis. He jumped on the first pitch he saw from Pomeranz and doubled. 68 hits for Markakis now. That leads the National League. He also leads the league in hitting. He's up to 347. Braves the top hitting club in the National League at 263 collectively. Markakis now with an 8-point lead over Odubel Herrera of the Phillies, a 9-point lead over Matt Kemp of the Dodgers, who's having a resurgent year in LA. And this one's hammered down the line. That's going to slice toward the monster, and that is going to be a fair ball. Nick on his way to second. Well played, but the throw late by Martinez. And it's a 2-double day for Markakis. Another 2-out hit.
There is almost zero foul territory down the line, so he must have painted that one right on the chalk. It was really slicing right on the chalk. And 2 caroms later, Martinez caught it barehanded. Nice play by him.
And the Red Sox might be taking a look at that to see if the ball was fair. We saw the spray of chalk. Clearly it was. And you're right. No foul ground on that perfectly placed shot by Markakis. So a chance for Atlanta again with 2 outs to add on here. Swanson a 2-run 2-out homer last inning. Suzuki with a chance with Markakis aboard here in the Braves' third. A little low, ball 1. Last 9 games, not counting today, the Braves have scored 29 runs.
That's way off their feed from what they were doing earlier.
Club's averaging about 5 runs a game. They've got 2 after 2 against the Red Sox today. The pitch. High fly ball, wallop toward the wall and left. Martinez back. That ball is high off the monster. Suzuki with a double. Back-to-back 2 base hits for the Braves. All 3 Atlanta runs with 2 outs, and that's more like it. It's 3-0 Atlanta.
Two-out runs, 2-out RBIs, hanging curveball that was supposed to be buried down and in, stayed out over the plate. Pomeranz is lucky this stayed in the ballpark. And Kirk needed that. He was 0 for his last 12.
Braves are 5 for 8 at the plate today with 2 outs. And lead 3-0 now for Ender. Keep on pouring it on if you can. The pitch is taken high, ball 1. I think we said in our opening comments about the Braves offense, just one big 2-out hit, maybe that'll loosen things up just a bit. 5 2-out hits for the Braves today certainly leads you to believe that to be the case. One ball, 1 strike.
That fastball at 90. He's been 89 to 92, and the Red Sox told us that for him to be successful, he needs to get back up into that 92-93 range, which is where he sat during his successful run last year.
No swing. 2 balls and a strike. Well, he's a big key, which is something else the Red Sox told us. After all, they are counting on Pomeranz to come close to a 17-6 record, which is what he did last year. Tough sledding for him this season, 1-2. Opponents hitting over 300 against him. And he's down 3-0 today. That's down the right field line, but pulled foul.
Well, they have Stephen Wright in the bullpen right now. He's the knuckleballer, and he doesn't like pitching out of the bullpen. They don't like to use him out of the bullpen with that knuckleball. He would be the next man up if they chose to remove Pomeranz from the rotation.
Ender stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a good take. Full count. Tyler Flowers on deck. A Dansby 2-run homer. A Kurt Suzuki 2-out double. Ender the 5th man to hit in this inning. Pomeranz has gone to a full count on everybody. And already 65 pitches.
For those of you that have never been to Fenway Park, I'm sorry, but you need to try and get here. If you picture a football field with the length of the football field going to right field, the 100 yards going to right field, and then the width of the football field going to left, that's kind of what this place is like because it's so short to left field.
Well, didn't the Boston Patriots play here? Wasn't this their home field before?
I don't know the answer to
They
that.
moved to Foxborough. Might have been. 3-2 pitch. It is chopped foul. I know they played hockey games here. What a thrill that had to be.
Yeah.
The NHL Outdoor Winter Classic, I think they call it. In that configuration, the rink went from first base to third base. Center ice right where the pitcher's mound is. What a vantage point that would be. 3-2 pitch is low and outside. Ender draws a walk.
And it was fun because the skaters who would hit the mound without seeing it.
And Pomeranz struggling here. He'll get a visit.
I know I'm not going to say his name right. It's Dana Lavangi.
All new staff here for the Red Sox with Alex Cora, their rookie manager, youngest Red Sox manager to start a season since Kevin Kennedy was age 40 in 1995. In fact, Alex Cora had 1 year of coaching experience. That was last year as the Astros bench coach, and he saw the Astros win 101 games and a world title.
He had been in the studio for MLB Network too and ESPN.
So here's Tyler Flowers. And that gets away, but not far enough to advance.
Nice job by Vasquez to keep that in front of him enough that at least bounced toward the bag at third, and Suzuki knew better than to try and go.
Interesting note on Dana Lavangi, the Boston pitching coach. He's the first man named Red Sox pitching coach having never pitched professionally since Mike Rourke in 1994. He's been an organizational man for the Boston organization. Born and raised outside of Boston. Born in Brockton, lives in East Bridgewater, Mass.
Never pitched professionally. Interesting.
He was their bullpen coach from 2013 through last year before moving up to the head pitching coach position this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Way outside. Ball 2. Pomeranz really laboring here. Deep counts to every Atlanta hitter.
And when somebody hits one like Tyler just hit on the pitch before, hooked it into the stands, all of a sudden there's no place to go. He's trying to find a place to get outs, and he can't find any place to get outs. That's Hector Velasquez warming up.
Atlanta 3, Boston nothing. 2 on, 2 outs. The pitch.
A little high, but he's been calling that high strike, hasn't he? Laz Diaz.
So Pomeranz back in the count. He's about to make his 32nd pitch of the 3rd inning. Red Sox defensively, a lot of standing around here in the 3rd. And now the 2-2 pitch is high. He's gone to 3-2 to everybody. 6 hitters have faced a full count.
He threw 81 pitches in his last outing, that 4-inning stint against Baltimore.
So Suzuki and Ender will be running with the pitch. Hopefully Kurt will say, catch me if you can, if Tyler can make contact. There they go. Here it is. Strike 3. Retires the side.
Man, it's 2 innings. The Braves have left guys in scoring position on a called 3rd strike.
Atlanta, though, picks up another 2-out run thanks to 2 2-out doubles. After 2.5, Braves looking good in game 2. It's 3-0. Here at Fenway Park. Our great videographer is Sean Farnham. He's with us here at Fenway Park, and this is a photographer's dream. This beautiful place on a gorgeous, warm Saturday afternoon. Interleague matchup between the Braves and the Red Sox.
You know, a group of men that vintage who may or may not have been to Fenway Park many times in their life, to go and actually sit and watch a game above the Green Monster. How about that?
Pretty good.
Uh-huh.
And you know why they had all that gray hair?
No.
They knew Kelsey was out there protecting them with the glove that last half inning.
It could have been.
So Sean Newcomb now, Joe, a 3-run lead He's pitched out of trouble in each of the first 2 innings. He's had a heavy workload, 52 pitches, 26 in each of the first 2 frames. And now the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Red Sox.
Threw a first pitch strike though to Martinez. Maybe that's a good sign.
He was 3 for 9 in that regard the first time through the lineup. 7 homers for Martinez in his last 12 games. And he didn't get that. There's that terrific Newcomb changeup, which has been spotty so far in the first 2 frames. We were told a very interesting story about J.D. Martinez, Joe, and his pregame batting practice routine today.
Yeah, he has one of their support staff with his cell phone videotape or video his batting practice.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
There's Sean. Videos each round of his batting practice and then takes a look at it between, when somebody else is hitting. And I've never seen or heard of anybody doing that before, but some of his teammates are kind of catching on to that too.
Right where Suzuki wanted it, and Martinez didn't get it. And not only has J.D. come in here and jump-started a Red Sox offense that was really lacking power once David Ortiz retired, we're told he's having a great influence on these superstar caliber young players in their locker room.
Well, he can certainly speak from experience when he's talking about, being close to being out of the game and having to retool his swing completely, which he would admit he had to do after he left Houston. And speaks from experience there. And he's able to articulate that in such a way that they understand and they go to him with a lot of questions.
1 ball, 1 strike for Mitch Moreland, who struck out his first time up. Moreland was the key man in the first inning. Newcomb had Red Sox runners at first and third. And Moreland struck out. The 2-1 pitch.
Well, that front side really does get things started for Moreland. We talked about it last night. He gets those hips out of the way. The front side kind of flies open, and he is just trying to launch. Not really thinking about left field.
The 2-2. Ooh, pretty close.
Yeah, it was a good one. Last hit, it was outside.
Can Moreland hit lefties consistently enough to stay in the lineup every day? That's a question that will be answered in the next couple of weeks. He hit that one well right toward the 420 side. And that's going to roll into the triangle. Moreland's going to have himself a triple. His first triple of the year.
After a pitch that looked like he should have been called out on strikes. Left it up, and you can see Kurt's reaction because he knew they had him struck out on the pitch before, and anytime it goes into that corner, even a first baseman can get a triple.
That is his 4th career triple and his first since 2014 when he was with the Texas Rangers. So he's 90 feet away for Xander Bogaerts, who takes a strike.
Naturally, that corner, which is 420 feet away, presents a lot of issues for outfielders. But one of them is you've got to run a long way just to get there and go get the baseball. It's not going to bounce back to you. Even with his speed, Acuna was trying to cut the ball off. He couldn't. There's just too much room to cover.
And that's something you talked about last night, the psychological game that a defensive player has to deal with, not being used to playing in Fenway Park. How deep do you play? How do you get to angles? How does the ball travel off the grass? What kind of crazy bounce does it take?
Well, look at Acuna right now, and look how much room there is behind him, between him and the bullpen.
We need to have a full, what, 30 strides maybe to get to the 380 sign?
I'm guessing. And even more than that to the right field corner. Honestly, you just feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. It's really hard to get your bearings in right field here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a base hit puts Boston on the board. So a triple and a single for the Red Sox. Bogaerts with his 27th RBI. It's now a 3-1 Atlanta lead, and Dustin Pedroia is coming up.
Another pitch upstairs. And lucky it didn't hit him.
So here's Mr. Interleague, Dustin Pedroia, who entered action today with a .333 average against the National League. And that is tied with Darren Erstad for the 2nd highest interleague batting average in history. 2nd highest average in history, trailing Mike Piazza, who hit .340 against the American League. One ball, no strikes. First game back for Pedroia. He's coming back from cartilage replacement surgery in his knee. That surgery performed October 25th. 2-0 pitch. That got away from Suzuki. It's ball 3, and the runner at second base with 1 out.
It's pass ball.
So Suzuki out for another mound visit here after the passed ball. Perhaps a new set of signs with Bogaerts at second base.
And to give him a breather. His command has not been what we're used to the last 4 or 5 starts. He's not missing to one side or the other. He's a little bit all over the place. But still, he might also be getting a reminder from Kurt about what should have been called 3rd strike on Moreland and didn't get it. Got to get past it and get out of the inning.
See if Pedroia has a 3-0 green light. We'll never know. So that's 4 walks for Newcomb in his Fenway debut. And Nunez coming up. Double play gets you out of the inning. That's what Sean's banking on here. Nunez with his 5th hit in his last 8 at bats led off the 2nd inning. He was left stranded at third base. Boston's left 5 on base. The Braves have left 4 so far today. Downstairs, ball 1.
He can't find one pitch to go to.
There's that high strike.
That was a gift. That wasn't as good a pitch as it should have been. Strike 3 to Moreland.
The 2-1.
Almost hit him in the foot and then up and away. It is all over.
Dangerous count. And Nunez was swinging for the fences and fouled it back. This would be a great spot for one of Sean's great changeups. That pitch has been in and out as well today. Let's see what he's got in mind. 3-2. High fly ball lifted down the left field line, but well foul and into the upper deck. He was flirting with Carlton Fisk territory, and we don't want to see that.
No, we don't. Nice catch, sir.
Tipped and caught. Nunez is down on strikes. And 2 away.
Nice comeback. Fastball, similar to the pitch he struck out Martinez on to start the inning when he looked like he was ready to get on a roll.
So Swihart, the final hope. He's the Boston DH today and walked in the 2nd inning. There's a strike 1. Swihart has played left first. He's caught and he's made 4 starts at DH. And the count to him 1-1. Boston on the board with their first run of the day. A triple and a single back-to-back. The pitch is into the seats. Newcomb's a strike away. .26 of his 81 pitches have come here in the 3rd. And now the 1-2 pitch. So it's 30 pitches for Newcomb this inning, not 26.
Yeah, ton.
That got Las Diaz, who's hobbling. The umpires take some punishment too, and they don't get the half innings off, especially the man behind the plate. Points to the left knee.
Kurt Suzuki was trying to buy some time for him and asked the first base umpire, Manny Gonzalez, can I go out there without it costing a trip? And Manny said yes. This is all in an effort to help Laz out.
Care of the umpires is the responsibility of the home training staff. Vasquez, the catcher, knows all about the work of the men behind the plate wearing the mask too. He gives Diaz some encouragement.
I wonder if his shin guard had shifted a little bit. Hit the ball out there.
Yeah. Laz is all right. At least for now he is. That first squat can't feel good though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lifted into shallow left center field. That ball's going to get down for a hit, and a run is in. Neither Markakis nor Ender could get to that one, and Swihart with a 2-out hit for Boston scores Bogarts. It's now a 3-2 score.
And this guy that came in hitting 133 has a walk and a base hit and an RBI today for Boston. Nice choice to be the DH today.
And he's got to be thanking his lucky stars. After all, as we said earlier, it could have been he, not Hanley Ramirez, that was exiled from Boston. And Swihart making the most of his opportunity today. A breather for Newcomb. Chuck Hernandez out for a chat. Braves have but 3 mound visits left, we are told.
Well, the last one during the injury to Diaz didn't count. I don't know if they were factoring that in or not. Braves used Matt Whistler last night. He would have been a candidate for long relief, but they also have Lucas Sims.
So Newcomb continues to labor after he got the first out. Triple, a single, a walk, then a strikeout, then a blue pit for Swihart. And a shot to the right side, through for a hit. Here comes Pedroia around third. Acuna loads up. Here comes a throw to the plate. It's going to be late. Vasquez ties the game with a single to right. Good base running by Swihart. He went first to third as the ball came through and was not cut off.
Good pitch down at the knees. Just hit it through the hole. Acuna came up throwing, but too late.
And Boston giving the Braves a taste of their own medicine here with some 2-out action. Now Betts rips one foul. Crowd gives Las Diaz a cheer. He made a heck of a play with that ball off the screen.
Peter Moylan, not Lucas Sims, loosening up. As much as everybody wanted this to be Sean Newcomb's day, it is not. He has given up 3. Fortunate that it's only 3 to this point.
That's to the left side. Dansby bobbles, fires to second, and got his man. Whew, that was close. That takes care of the Red Sox, but they scored 3 times in the third inning. 8-9-1 coming up for Atlanta. We're tied up. Month brought to you by Coors Light. Joe, as you said, that was the scene of the Boston Common.
37,000 flags to commemorate the fallen soldiers of Massachusetts from the Revolutionary War to present day. Quite a sight. And about 37,000 folks here at the ballpark today.
And they've seen a doozy. Pomeranz and Newcomb have labored through 3 innings. So we're back tied 3 apiece. And Johan Camargo will lead off. Dansby Swanson with a 2-run homer next. Then Ozzie Albies. Pomeranz has thrown 75 pitches. Newcomb threw 36 pitches in the Boston third. It saw 8 come to the plate.
Let's see if this does Pomeranz some good. Kind of prop him up, get him back even.
Camargo popped out to the catcher his first time, and he smokes one toward Nunez at third. He makes a roundabout play and gets his man for out number 1. One thing about our vantage point here at Fenway Park, we're slightly down the first base line, but perched almost right above home plate. You get an excellent look at balls hit down the third base line here. And Nunez to his left made a nice grab. And that brings up Dansby Swanson, who hit a home run into the monster seats in the second inning. That came with 2 outs. Dansby, by the way, just made a heck of a play at shortstop.
Sure did.
To force out Vasquez. After a bobble, he recovered, didn't panic, and threw to second and the inning. Pomeranz was originally the 5th overall pick in the draft in 2010. Then went to Colorado, Oakland, and San Diego.
Back-to-back good curveballs called a strike. He hasn't done that today.
Vasquez made that look better than it might have been. 2-2 pitch. And after going to a 3-2 count to every hitter in the third inning, Pomeranz has another full count here in the fourth. That is a tough way to stay in the game if you're a starting pitcher.
You know, the Braves had runners at second and third, 2 out in the first inning, and Suzuki took a called third strike. They had first and second last inning, and on a 3-2 count with him running, Flowers took a called third strike. Red Sox bounce back, get 3 to tie it.
That's up the middle and a base hit for Swanson, who's 2 for 2. Dansby had 3 hits on the road trip coming into today's play. He's got 2 hits in as many tries.
Well, he's got 3 hits in his last 3 at bats, counting that double last night. 1 too many curveballs from Pomeranz there, and Dansby's on it. Boy, just eluded his glove.
Yeah, he just needs the triple for the Fenway cycle. And this is a great ballpark to go for it. And Joe, when the Braves offense was really rolling, it was the bottom of the order that I think was the coal, if you will, that fired the engine. See if that turns out to be true here in the Braves' 4th inning. Top of the order now, Albies is 0 for 2. How's our Georgia Lottery feature?
Tearing up lefties, tearing it up on the road. Extra base hits, home runs, playing great defense.
The pitch, way high. 2-0. Offense has been tough to come by for the Braves. 29 runs in their previous 9 games and a .233 team average entering today's action. Braves have 3 runs and 6 hits so far today at Fenway Park. Good patience by Albies. 3-0 the count. More action in the Boston bullpen. Acuna waits next, then Freeman, then Markakis. Will he have a green light? We'll never know. Ball 4. 3 walks for Pomeranz. And Alex Cora's on his way to the mound. That might be the end of the line after 89 pitches. So in an important start for Pomeranz personally, I think it's safe to say somewhat lackluster results for him. He'll depart after 3 1/3 innings of 3-run ball. He walked 3, struck out 3. He's given up 3. '93, Jose Canseco gave us one of the most replayed bloopers in baseball history. A fly ball from Carlos Martinez hits off the top of Canseco's head and over the wall for a homer. Check that out. Doink. The Rangers would end up losing the game by a run, thanks in part to an assist from Jose on that solo home run.
It was funny then, it's funny now.
No doubt. Hector Velasquez is on, the native of Sonora, Mexico, and signed by the Red Sox out of the Mexican League. That was in February last year.
He's only allowed 1 run in his last 7 appearances, but also spent a little time on the disabled list, just activated a couple of days ago from a lower back strain. Kind of a sinker slider type. Fastball in the high 80s. A lot of change-ups too.
My Spanish is a little rusty, but I think he played for the Pirates of Campeche. The Mexican translation is Piratas de Campeche. So if I got that wrong, let me know.
Oh, you are way off.
Good work for him last year. Went 3-1 in 8 games. He's got 2 on, nobody out. Excuse me, 1 out. And Acuna the batter and takes a strike. Velasquez, 29 years old. And the 0-1 pitch. Acuna's 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs. Dansby the lead runner. The pitch. Good patience. Ball 2. Most innings pitched in relief for Velasquez this year is 3 1/3. That was April 27th. He pitched an inning 2 days ago in Tampa Bay. The pitch. Now 2-2. Mentioned the footwork of Acuna and how late he has been and all the work he is doing. That's got to be a difficult thing to try to fix with a game every day. You can be in the cage for hours, but how long till that muscle memory takes off?
Yeah, it's a tough deal to do, especially on the road. This guy's a ground ball specialist, though, and he's trying to get that double play ball.
Lined into right field, a base hit. Everybody had to hold up. And the bases are loaded on an opposite field hit by Acuna. So now the Red Sox face their worst nightmare. They've got to face Freddie Freeman with the bases loaded and only 1 out.
Second hit of the series for Acuna, and the second one to right field. That's a good sign. It looked like he got his foot down a little quicker that time, honestly. Big shift on, big hole on the left side.
Let's see if Freeman can hit one to that 379 sign in left center field. Shift is on. The pitch. He took a shot that way and launched it into the seats. That gives you hope.
Yeah, that's good stuff there. Surprised the major league average is so low, and then again I think about the lack of fundamental hitting across baseball, and then I'm not surprised.
Yeah, strikeouts don't matter.
Right.
One would matter here as Freeman behind 0-1, and that one got away. Swanson a third of the way down the line and not far enough away from Christian Vasquez to advance. Even count.
Well, Vasquez was mad at himself, like any good catcher who wants to make sure nothing gets by him.
Blazing speed aboard for the Braves. One ball, one strike. Again to the upper deck.
That average you saw for Freddie with runners in scoring position, very impressive. Another part of it is that his whole focus ramps up in situations like this. His batting average right now with nobody on base is like 270, 280. Get somebody on base in front of him, it's a whole different story.
Now with 2 strikes, the Red Sox back off of their shift to a certain degree. Bogart's back on the third base side of second base. And Freddie lines one to left. That'll get down for a run scoring hit. Atlanta will play it station to station. Freeman comes through, hits it the other way, and Atlanta's back in front. It's a 4-3 score. Teams might want to think differently about shifting Freeman the way they do.
Well, they had to move around. They wanted that one upstairs and got it there, and he made them pay. But they saw him shooting all those balls foul into the crowd like he was trying to go to left field, so it made them rethink and move Bogarts over on the third base side of second. Sure enough, that's where he gets his hit, is that way. And another Fenway Park, I guess, problem is that with the left fielder playing so shallow, almost impossible to score from second on a base hit.
Nick Markakis continues his sizzling May today. 2 doubles and a run scored. And he jumps all over the first one. Hammers that toward the gap in left center. And the catch made by Benintendi, tagging his Albies. He's going to come home and score on a sac fly. So ABC Braves baseball here in the 4th inning. 2 runs are across. It's now a 5-3 game.
Nice play by Benintendi. Covered some ground to get over there and get to that ball and then get it in quickly.
35 RBIs for Markakis. So now Suzuki has the Red Sox exactly where the Braves want them. 2 on, 2 out. 3 of Atlanta's runs have come with 2 outs today. Popped him up. Bogarts at shortstop is there, backpedaling now, and he hops as he makes the grab, and that retires the side. Braves tag Pomeranz for 5 runs. We go to the home 4th. 5-3 Atlanta.
Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. And by Delta Airlines.
Seen outside Fenway Park, down Yawkey Way and Lansdowne Street, it's a festive atmosphere as the Braves in interleague action have come to Boston and lead in game 2 now 5-3. The end of the line has come for Sean Newcomb. Heavy workload for Sean. 26 pitches in the first and second innings apiece, 36 last inning, and he'll give way to Jesse Biddle now here in the home 4th.
He worked 2/3 of an inning last night, gave up a base hit to Brock Holt, got a strikeout of Jackie Bradley Jr. and also retired Vasquez, but gave up a run. That was on the home run by Betts that was allowed by Whistler.
So Andrew Benintendi will lead off for the Red Sox. If you like long games, this one might be your favorite of the year. We're approaching the 2-hour mark and we're not through 5 innings. Lots of deep counts from Newcomb and Pomeranz. They're now both out of the game. And Biddle promptly comes in and throws ball 2 to the Red Sox center fielder. Mile high fly ball center. Ender going back to the track, to the wall, leaping try. It's gone. That ball kept carrying and bounced right into that black tarp, and Boston gets a run right back.
Talked about Benintendi struggling against left-handers coming into this game. Well, apparently not that much. High fastball. Might have even hit right on top of the fence, Chip.
Sure did. So Boston down a run. Biddle in disbelief. Faces J.D. Martinez. Boston hit 4 homers last night. They've got their first today. It's now a 5-4 game. Braves bullpen's going to have to work a lot of innings in this one. They've got to cover 6 frames at Fenway Park today. More day action here tomorrow, and then the difficult part of it comes starting Monday. Braves, remember, have a day-night doubleheader against the Mets. Last night Julio went 6 innings. Today Newcomb lasted 3.
A real disappointing outing for Sean.
That's hammered down the line into the seats. Martinez a 1-2 count.
They hit him in the chest, but he's got a cold device there that he can apply pressure.
It'll stop the swelling too, because you got the baseball here at Fenway. That's down the right field line. Atlanta's pen in May has been excellent. 3 wins, 1 loss. A .316 earned run average. As Joe mentioned, Matt Whistler got used last night. As Martinez shoots one toward Acuna in right field, he's got plenty of room. And there's the first out. And Brian's thought process was he wanted to use Whistler trailing in the game last night rather than his usual close inning and late situational guys because of the 2 games here in Boston and the doubleheader coming up. And as Brian said, and he's right, some of those other guys in the bullpen have to get outs too. Unfortunately for Matt, he couldn't get enough as he gave up 2 homers.
Yeah, and his point's a good one, well made, that at some point some of those guys that are getting repeated opportunities have got to make the best of them and pitch better. Whistler's one of them.
Mitch Moreland has a triple today. Mitch Moreland hit a long homer here last night. Second time Peter Moreland's gotten up.
Moreland hit his homer last night off Whistler also.
Scoreboard has the count wrong here. It's a ball and a strike. Now Biddle's ready. Here it comes. And off stride. Good pitch. The thing the Red Sox like about Mitch Moreland is he is an excellent defender. Won a Gold Glove at first base. If he hits, that's a big bonus. Pitch. Now 2-2.
Well, they say he can hit. You know, he's had some years where he's really hit.
Out of play. We'll do it again. Rolled over. And Ozzie at second makes the play to first. And Moreland's retired. 2 outs. Bogaerts drove home the first Boston run. Bogaerts from San Nicolas, Aruba. Or as my grandfather might have said, he's from Irabu.
I remember that.
Bogaerts an all-star in 2016. And he hits one at Dansby. He made a great diving stop and a perfect throw to first. Retires Xander Bogaerts.
Say hello to the Fenway fans, Dansby.
He's having himself a day. 2 for 2 at the plate. Couple of great defensive gems as well. Boston gets a run back. The Benintendi homer makes it 5-4 Atlanta after 4. At home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Or subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.tv for all the details. How many times do you see it? A guy makes a great play defensively and he comes up fourth the next half inning.
I think that's a great idea, great plan against a new pitcher. This is the guy we talked about that might move back into the rotation with Pomerantz's struggles. This is Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer. He's only been in 3 games. He was suspended earlier in the year for some off-the-field issues. 33 years old, 6'2", 215, out of Torrance, California.
And a strike. He's a knuckleball specialist. As we join you for the 5th inning, presented by our friends at Audi. I know this is not the former comedian Stephen Wright.
I wish it was.
Stephen Wright had some of the great quotes. One of them was, "You can't have everything. Where would you put it?" No balls, 2 strikes. And that stayed high. Challenge here for Las Diaz, too. This is a trick pitch. Tough to catch, tough to hit, tough to umpire. We'll see how Laz does with the knuckleballer. The pitch is popped into shallow left. Bogaerts drifts out, soft contact, and he makes the hopping catch. And there's out number 1.
American knuckleballers. I hope R.A. Dickey is tuned in watching. Hope he's doing well. Enjoyed his company last year.
Tyler Flowers has struck out twice today. And he's quickly behind 0-1. This one popped into shallow right. Long run bet. Still coming. Still coming. Dives. It trickles away. He had it in the leather, but the ball came out. And after a great effort, Flowers is aboard with a blue pit to right field.
He was even playing that way and a little shallow for Tyler. And had it. And rolled over the thumb of his glove and it squeaked out.
Now Johan Camargo's up.
See if they can get that run back.
Johan's 0 for 2. He's popped out and grounded out. A strike. What's the secret, if there is one, from an offensive standpoint to hitting this guy?
I have no idea.
Pray?
Yeah, stay back. Try not to jump out there and hope that it doesn't move.
Ground ball to short. Might be 2. There's 1. Pedroia the turn. So Wright comes in, gives up the hit, gets the double play ball, and we are halfway through game 2. Still a 1-run Atlanta lead.
Well, you've heard all about the Green Monster here at Fenway Park, but did you know that there is a garden here? So back in the spring of 2015, the Red Sox planted a garden down the third baseline. 6,000 pounds of organic vegetable harvested here every single year. And the coolest part is that the food is served to the players, and it's also served in media dining. And when the Red Sox are on long road trips, they donate all of the food so it doesn't go bad. And Chip and Joe, I was telling you why they built this garden. There's executive offices right below it. That's one of the only places out there that gets direct sunlight. And it was always so hot in those offices with the black roof that they built the garden there to take some of the heat off of them.
Smart. And we can attest the produce was excellent today for lunch.
I know you and Kelsey were killing that kale salad, so I know where it came from now.
Peter Moylan, the third Atlanta pitcher to work today. He's got Pedroia, Nunez, and Swihart coming up. Pedroia has walked and scored a run in his season debut for the Red Sox. Just turned a nifty double play for Boston and took a strike.
Peter hasn't given up a run since May 9th at Tampa Bay. 5 consecutive shutout appearances. Only 1 hit allowed in those 5 appearances.
Pedroia in 2008 had a season for the ages. Won the MVP, the Gold Glove, and the Silver Slugger. One of the all-time popular players in Boston history, all of 5'9", 171 pounds. What a great winning player he has been. And that one tipped at the plate. On September 26th, 2012, he was named to the All-Fenway Park team. Think of the great players they have had in this organization. Dustin Pedroia
over Bobby Doerr,
right?
Man. He just passed away not so long ago at the age of 99. The oldest living Red Sox.
Tough break. Kurt couldn't hang on.
That's too bad.
Yeah, Bobby Doerr, the greatest second baseman in Red Sox history, played his whole career here. Missed the 1945 season due to his stint in the Army during World War II. Retired at 33 years of age due to a back injury. And named to the Hall of Fame in '86. Good try, but it missed, and another full count. We might have set a major league record for 3-2 counts in the first 5 innings of a game today.
No kidding.
And another foul ball. Great statement about Bobby Doerr and a statue outside of Fenway Park. Ted Williams said of Doerr, quote, "We never had a captain, but he was the silent captain of the team." When a player like Ted Williams says that, that is ultimate respect. An honor that might be said of Dustin Pedroia when he's through playing. The pitch. Great at bat for Pedroia.
Well, when they have those kinds of polls, I'm not sure what year that was, but obviously the modern day fan is going to migrate to their player.
Sure.
They're going to vote for their guy over one from years ago.
Yeah, Pedroia being named to that team doesn't make Bobby Doerr any less great, that's for sure. There's another 3-2 pitch is on the way, and it's off Moylan. Ricochet to Swanson. Johnny on the spot takes care of Pedroia.
It went off Moylan and then was curving to Dansby.
Where did that get Peter?
I don't know. They're all asking the same question. Glove or wrist?
That is so Peter.
That is so Peter Moylan right
Did that
there.
just happen?
Yeah.
It did. Here's Nunez at a strike. he's the best.
You just want to make sure everybody in the dugout saw it.
Oh, there's no doubt. There'll be a fine, I'm sure, on that. We've seen 11 3-2 counts in this game.
That's all.
That's it. That doesn't count the foul balls and all the action after. Nunez is the 50th man to make a plate appearance today. So we've had 11 out of 50 plate appearances with a full count. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Sweeping slider gets Nunez. And Moylan gets his second man in a row to start the fifth. Here's Swihart. He's walked, singled, and knocked in a run. Strike one. You know, we haven't had Kelsey do a food segment at the ballpark in a while. This would be your place to do it. Saw something walking in today that sent my cholesterol through the roof. They have a lobster poutine sandwich. Poutine is the gravy.
Canadian.
It is. It's the gravy they put on the French fries north of the border. That is, as you would say, definitely un-American, which is not a bad thing. It's a Canadian deal.
Yeah, but it sounds good.
Maybe we can get Kelsey to try one of those.
When you said gravy, I was in.
Right. 2 balls and a strike. And sure enough, 5th inning, Kelsey didn't hesitate. She's on her way to the concession stand. Give us a full update.
All she needed was the go-ahead.
5-4 Braves, 5th inning. Strike 3. What an inning by Moylan.
Good one. 91.
And a couple of strikeouts ends the inning for the Red Sox. Dansby Swanson's perfect day will try to continue. He's homered, he's singled, he's scored twice, he's knocked in 2, and he'll lead off the 6th.
That's a tough one, Rebecca.
It was a rain-shortened game, but it was still a 7-0 win for Columbus. The Mississippi Braves beat the Jumbo Shrimp 8-6 yesterday. Bryce Wilson struck out 8 in 6 innings.
Good for him. He was a high draft pick. Looked like a 4th rounder or something.
Florida Fire Frogs, the most difficult minor league team name to pronounce correctly or in a hurry. Got a big night from Christian Pache, who went 2 for 5. Ian Anderson gave up 4 runs, 7 hits, and 7 strikeouts in his start. And Drew Waters at Rome drove in 4 runs with 2 hits.
I think he's got a hitting streak going. About 7 games.
That's your minor league update for the Braves. And Dansby bounces one foul toward the Braves dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, right in for his second inning of work.
I think the Braves picked 7th or 8th in the draft this year.
And the draft's coming up.
I wonder if they will be best player available, or if they're focusing on more position players, which, you know, in the past the Braves have loaded up on pitching.
Brian Bridges and his staff crisscrossing the country, making their lists, checking them twice. We'll find out who the Braves' choice will be in the next couple of weeks. The pitch is popped up right side. Moreland and Pedroia. Pedroia says he's got it and does. And 1 out. You mentioned earlier that Wright doesn't really like pitching in relief, and the Red Sox don't really like pitching in relief. In a game like this, though, what a weapon he could be. A guy that throws an unconventional pitch who can really shut down an opponent's offense, not with overpowering stuff, but with the devastation of that knuckleball, in the hopes that the Boston offense can overcome a 5-4 deficit.
Yeah, once Velasquez got through the 4th inning, got a couple of outs, even though the Braves put a couple of runs on the board. Bring in Wright to go the rest of the way if need be.
Well, that's, yeah, the other beauty is in the American League with the DH, don't have to worry about pinch hitting for him. Just send him out there and see how long he can go. Good cut by Ozzie, but fouled back.
Wright's a big guy. Kind of reminds me of Tom Candiotti, who threw a knuckleball as well.
That's off the facade of the upper deck to our right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's back toward the Red Sox radio booth. And the count's still a ball and 2 strikes. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Braves, 4 runs, 7 hits for Boston. Another happy fan here at Fenway. The pitch. Line toward left field, but that'll be caught by Martinez. Always a nice job to wait on that pitch, but he lines out for the 2nd out.
And unlike what I've been talking about with Acuna, when Acuna takes that long stride and drifts and takes his hands with him, Ozzie doesn't. Ozzie, even though he might be out on his front foot a little bit, his hands are still back, and that's why he hit the ball hard. Waiting on the knuckleball, body going forward, but the hands were still back.
So what's more problematic, Joe, for not just Acuna but any player? The length of the stride, or that the hands move with the body?
Both. The length of the stride kind of forces you to take your hands with you if you're not careful.
That's driven deep toward right. Betts on the run, still going back toward the infield. Reaches up over the shoulder, and the ball drops safely.
Oh, I lost track of it.
I did too. I thought he caught it.
I did too.
But you heard the crowd kind of groan as he got to the track. Betts, I guess, just dropped it. Yep. He was there.
He might have been feeling for the fence a little bit, you know.
There's a break. Acuna's aboard in front of Freeman. Freddie's got 2 singles, including a run-scoring hit.
You assume Acuna stopped running too. He only got a single out of it.
Braves have 10 hits. Another Boston shift. Nunez looking for help in the Red Sox dugout. Where do you want me to play? He's the man on the first base side of second. Cut on a miss. Ball gets away, but it trickles right toward the Red Sox dugout. And that's close enough for Vasquez to make the play and retire the side. Braves strand a runner in the 6th, still lead by a run. The stretch presented by Advance Auto Parts. We've got the bottom of the 6th inning to play here with Vasquez, Betts, and Benintendi coming up. Peter Moylan with a terrific 1-2-3 5th inning out for his 2nd frame. Vasquez is hit into a force play and he's singled home a run. Took a strike. He's trying to hang on to a 1-run lead at Fenway Park and put the first score on the board in the National League East today. Phillies host Toronto later on tonight. Fly ball center and room for Ender to make the grab. Ordinarily, you'd say that's where you want teams to hit the baseball, but it's been flying out to center in the first 2 games.
Yes, it has.
4 up, 4 down for Moylan. That matchup in Philadelphia tonight. Jaime Garcia versus Aaron Nola. Nola's 6-2 on the year.
Peter didn't have to throw too many pitches in the 5th inning, so able to go back here in the 6th, save the bullpen at least 1 extra inning. Although Sam Freeman you saw getting ready. If Peter can retire Betts here, could see Freeman come in to pitch to Benintendi.
1 ball, 1 strike. Toronto held on to win in Philly yesterday. Remember, they're without their closer. Roberto Osuna is on the suspended list for an off-field issue. And that off-field administrative leave, whatever you want to call it, has been extended to the first week of June, as a base hit by Mookie Betts is his first of the day. So Betts got the break of a little hometown scoring. Should have been charged an error on the Acuna drive to right, and now he represents the tying run with 1 out here in the 6th.
Well, it should have been a double. Acuna wasn't running. I don't know why, but he was not hustling like he should have been.
Good work by Peter Moylan. He works an inning and a third, retires 4 of the 5 hitters he saw, and it will be Benintendi versus Freeman. Monday for a doubleheader against the Mets. Join us at 1:10 for the first game and a special Memorial Day celebration. And then the 7:10 game, followed by a post-game concert by Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. Brought to you by SunTrust. Go to Braves.com/tickets and get your seats today.
Sam Freeman's had a couple of days rest. Last pitched at Philadelphia, an inning, a hit, and a run, and that was also a walk and a strikeout on his ledger.
Again, the logic in this move, self-evident. As we've said a couple of times, Benintendi hasn't hit lefties well. He did hit a home run off Jesse Biddle in the 4th inning. His first homer against a left-handed pitcher this year.
Benintendi looks bigger than he's listed. He's listed at 5'9", 187. He looks taller. And boy, did he move through their system quickly after they signed him, drafting him in the 1st round in 2015. After he was drafted, he went to Lowell, and between Lowell and Greenville, he hit 11 homers and drove in 31 runs.
And he almost got hit with the first from Sam. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, again, that's what's going to make the Red Sox so tough. Same with the Yankees in the East, quite frankly. They do have an open checkbook, and you can say what you want about the luxury tax threshold, all of that. The secret to all those great Yankees teams that the Braves faced in the World Series was the core of their organization came from their home system. Jeter, Williams, Mariano Rivera, etc. Same could be said for the Red Sox, who then can go out and trade for or sign whoever they want in free agency. But make no doubt about it, Betts, Benintendi, Bogarts, Devers, Bradley, all homegrown Red Sox. The 2-0 pitch. That got him. So Freeman's come in wild. He plunks the first batter he faces. And now he faces J.D. Martinez with 2 on and 1 out.
That was not the plan. Payroll between these two ball clubs quite different, as you mentioned, Chip. The Braves 21st out of 30 teams. The Red Sox number 1. Quite a difference. So Tony La Russa, who's part of the staff of Dave Dombrowski now.
Way outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, we saw Tony after the game last night. He looks great.
He does.
Looks reinvigorated, I think. Baseball Hall of Famer, terrific manager, and loves the game. What an asset for Dave Dombrowski. The pitch is launched foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That pitch is, or that swing rather, is kind of what I was talking about earlier with some comparisons to Chris Bryant and how Bryant kind of dives into the plate, really reaches and gets that low pitch at times and drives it. Bryant's top hand will come off the bat. Rarely does that happen for Martinez.
Swing and a miss. As you said earlier, Joe, these guys don't choke up and try to hit it the other way with 2 strikes.
They don't see shifts. They don't see holes in the infield. They don't see anything but hitting it hard.
Good stop by Suzuki on a ball in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. When you are a visiting team, this is one of the most difficult places to hold a 1-run lead. Braves have to get 11 more outs. The pitch. Fly ball right. Acuna on the run. Streaking, still going to the track, makes the catch. And tagging at second is Betts. Boston runners are at the corners with 2 outs. And that's the first time Acuna's been challenged in right field, and he played it well. But like you said a couple of times, he was running forever to get to that ball in the corner.
Now that little cutout back there, the straightaway right field is 380. At the pesky pole, what is it? 260 or something. So you've got all this room back there in that curve that comes back around into fair territory, and you feel like you're running forever, like Betts probably did, thinking he's got to hit the wall soon.
So Atlanta has lefty here with Moreland the batter. He's 1 for 3 with a triple. And Suzuki made a run-saving snag with a backhand on that play.
That was a dandy. Nice play, Kurt.
And the happiest man is Las Diaz, who already took one off the left knee. He might have taken one off the right if Kurt didn't stop that.
Did a nice job of getting out of the way of Kurt Suzuki, too. Nice pivot.
There's a strike.
He did.
So Freeman a strike away now.
Kind of reminds you of Jim Toney in a way. Well, showing a lot of socks and big solid guy. And trying to crank.
1-2. Line to right field. A base hit's going to tie the game. Benintendi on his way to third. They're going to wave him. Ball got away from Acuna, and Boston's going to take the lead.
Sam got him to check his swing on a slider, but this time he cut it loose. Moreland did. Breaking ball. Boy, how many of those have we seen recently? Hanging slider, ripped into the corner. Now this didn't do what we expected it to do, hugging the line. It hit, got trapped up under that padding, and stopped. And Acuna had to come back and get it.
So the Red Sox have come back to take the lead with 2 in the 6th. And Xander Bogaerts the batter. Four of Boston's runs have come with 2 outs. Now to stop the bleeding here, the pitch. Another great stop by Suzuki. Sam is not sharp. 14 pitches, 6 strikes.
And neither was Newcomb. I'm wondering what's going on with the 2 lefties. Biddle an inning with a hit and a run. That was on the home run by Benintendi.
That one gets away from Suzuki. Another ball in the dirt. Moreland 90 feet away now.
That one was difficult to catch in that fashion if you're Kurt.
So now it's 3-0. And another walk. This time from Sam Freeman. First and third, 2 outs. And Chuck Hernandez out for a chat. It is not like Sam Freeman. 16 pitches, 6 strikes. And the killer was the hit batter, Benintendi. A lefty-lefty matchup that the Braves really wanted.
Was that on an 0-2 count also?
Don't remember that. Standing by with Braves Live after our game, presented by Xfinity. Braves trying to even the series a game apiece and set up a rubber match tomorrow featuring Mike Foltynewicz for Atlanta, Chris Sale for the Red Sox. Pedroia's walked and scored. He's 0 for 2 otherwise. The pitch right there, a strike. Driven to right. Acuna on the run. He got there and took away an extra base hit. And Pedroia looks out at the Braves right fielder, who just made a 2-run scoring play. Fine grab, but not before Boston grabs the lead. 6-5 after 6. 6 in Boston. Nick Markakis so far has enjoyed his trip to Fenway Park. He's knocked in 3 runs. He's got 3 hits, all 3 of them doubles. And he'll lead off the 7th. And he's our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature.
A sacrifice fly today too. 23 games in the month of May, 16 runs, 17 RBIs. So now the Braves are down a run.
And facing the knuckleballer Stephen Wright, who starts his 3rd inning in relief. And that's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Markakis, Suzuki, and Ender Inciarte coming up. Nick hitting a whopping .407 in May with 17 runs batted in.
Knuckleball's around 73, 75, 77 if he really wants to cut one loose. Nothing better than losing the lead and have the opposing pitcher walk the leadoff man. Kelly worked last night loosening up.
Well, a relief pitcher must feel like the king of the hill when they come out of the bullpen with those acoustics. With the ball popping in the catcher's mitt. 3 balls and a strike. And a ground ball hit into the shift. Wright comes back from a 3-0 count to get Markakis 1 down. Nunez made that play, so that's 5-3 with a line underneath the 5 for scoring at home. Here's Suzuki. Kurtz 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Braves led this game 3-0. They led 2-0 last night. Boston's come storming back. They tied it up with a 3-run 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. That's hit to 3rd. Nunez makes the play. That scored 5-3 without the line under it. 2 outs.
Only in your book.
Yes. Here's Ender. He's walked twice, scored once, and popped out.
Talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast today on Braves Live about the Braves offense and how it had certainly cooled off. And we're hoping for more base runners today to just create a little more havoc. Well, they've had base runners. Left 7 men on base, and they've scored 5 times, 10 hits, but the pitching didn't come through today.
Yeah, Newcomb struggled and really labored through 3 innings today. And that really puts a burden on the Braves pitching staff now to try to get this lead back and get 9 more outs. Biddle gave up a home run in his inning. Moylan charged a run in his inning in the 3rd. And Sam Freeman hit a batter that came around to score. That's the difference in the game. Boston 6, Atlanta 5. A strike. Dan Winkler appears to be ready to pitch the bottom of the 7th. Did he go? He did not. Ender flips the bat away and walks for the 3rd time. First of those issued by Wright. And let's see if Ender tries to go in motion here.
Perfect time to try and run.
So many lefties faced by the Braves in this series. He's really been checked at first base. Of course, today's the first 3 times he's been on base in the series. Inciarte with 18 swipes on the year. He's got a good lead. Not going, and a strike. The lack of velocity on the knuckleball, I would think, might give Ender another step.
It does, but it's how quick he is to the plate is a part of it too, and that was a real nice slide step and quick release on the knuckleball. You know, if you're Vasquez, you want to throw him out. You know he's a threat to run, but you still got to call the knuckleball.
Popped up. That's in right. Takes a peek at Benintendi and puts it away. And that retires the side. Nothing doing for Atlanta. Boston leads by a run. Let's send it to Rebecca in our Atlanta studios. It's time for the stretch. Up on the stretch. Love you, BJ, but the pitchers already have an MVP award.
That's
it's called
right.
the Cy Young.
How dare you, BJ?
And Stan Winkler's on. I would think in the early days of this season he would be in the mix for the All-Star honors for Atlanta. And the first pitch on the ground to the guy that would be my MVP, Albies, who throws it away. A rare error for Ozzie Albies at second base.
I think he might have gotten surprised by Nunez hustling down the line. He kind of rushed that throw. He's got a short arm action anyway, and he just yanked it. He had to go quite a ways to get it. But look at Nunez hustling. Dan Winkler, on the other hand, has not given up a run this month. He's only given up 3 hits.
That is the 6th error on Albies. And Swihart digs in and takes a strike.
6th error on Ozzie?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Swihart's walked, singled home a run, and struck out looking. That tells you how nasty Winkler's action is. It was a late check swing strike. Braves and Red Sox playing another close game at Fenway today. The Red Sox are 11-5 this year in one-run games. The Braves begin play today 8-4 in one-run games. That's the sign of a good club.
The Braves have lost 9 of their last 12 here.
Oh, 2 for Swihart. Every Braves pitcher who has worked today has given up at least 1 run. That is uncharacteristic. 3 by Newcomb. Biddle, Moylan, and Freeman 1 apiece. Winkler will try to stop that right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball boring in on Swihart's hands, and he was lucky to foul it off.
He took a little off that.
Swing and a miss. Overpowering fastball at 94 and up and away. Swihart had no chance to catch that. 1 on, 1 out. And Vasquez will be the hitter.
Dan's good month. It's obvious that he's going to have some eye-popping numbers, and he does. His ERA 0.89 for the year. He's only given up 2 earned runs, none this month. No homers, 5 walks against 30 strikeouts. Tremendous work.
And a tremendous story considering the injuries Dan has had to come back from. Tommy John surgery, the fractured elbow. He and Shane Carl have been great finds, great success stories to this point out of the Braves bullpen. Driven to right. Acuna back. Says he's got it, and he does.
Sun broke through a little bit. He had to shield his eyes some. Just another little something to deal with out there.
Well, as you said, we talk all the time about how tough it is to play that big wall in left. It's no day at the beach in right either.
No, it's harder, in my opinion.
Mookie Betts is 1 for 4. Mentioned Betts was named for Mookie Blaylock. Ball, no strikes. That was also the original name of the world famous rock band now known as Pearl Jam.
No kidding. Dan Winkler's quite a musician, I understand.
He does. He carries a guitar with him on the road. And from what I hear, Mike Soroka's the shredder. He can really fly up and down the fretboard.
Really?
Yeah. Hopefully he'll get on a mound soon.
I think he was supposed to throw off a mound yesterday.
Three balls, no strikes for Mookie Betts. And he throw a strike, and Dan did. 3-1 the count. In the Atlanta eighth, Camargo, Swanson, and Albies are coming up. All the way to the backstop. Suzuki will have to chase that down right by where the Red Sox batters practice their on-deck swings. Benintendi kind enough not to be in mid-swing when Kurt got there. And two are on with two out. Inning should be over, but the throwing error opens the door for the Red Sox.
Yeah, there's no real designated on-deck circle here. There used to be. It's about halfway between the dugout and home plate. Now they just throw the gear down and say, here, just practice right here. Those two circles you see on each side of the home plate cutout, those are not on-deck circles. That'd be in harm's way. I'll tell you what those are in just a second. During batting practice, the coaches will be hitting a lot of ground balls to the infielders, and they stand right outside the batting cage, and that's where they stand, and they use those cutouts so they don't tear up the grass.
There's a strike. 1-1. You see so many old pictures of Fenway Park. There's something that used to be here that I wish was in every major league park, and that's that dirt cutout between the plate and the pitcher's mound, where the catcher, like Kurt Suzuki, would walk out and also not tear up the grass.
Yeah.
But now that you can only make, what, 6 mound visits a game?
Yeah, I think the Braves are down to 1.
Now, Laz Diaz just waved up at the press box. Yeah, there is only one left. I thought he was waving off that mound visit, but clearly that's not the case. 1-1 pitch. Missed inside, ball 2. This has been a trying game for both the Red Sox and Braves pitching staffs. A lot of deep counts. For the first 50 hitters of the game, we had 11 3-2 offerings.
Yeah, it wasn't a pitcher's clinic by any means. Nicely done by that gentleman, giving the young man the ball. Nice catch.
And now he'll try not to get the rest of his ice cream sandwich all over the horsehide. That'll be a challenge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. By the way, did you see that report that came out? They figured out one reason why they think the ball is livelier. Lack of drag. Aerodynamically, the baseball is different than it's been in years past. 2-2 pitch. Smoked into right field. That's big time trouble. Nunez will score. Betts flying around second. He's on his way to third. He's getting green lighted. The throw will be to third. It will be late. A triple for Benintendi, who's driven home 3 for the Red Sox. And every Brave has given up a run or more today. And that play was a drag. With 2 strikes, Benintendi wouldn't submit.
Quick bat. And anything again into that corner is just trouble. Long way to go. And too far to try to cut down on another triple.
And the other sign of a good team, when the other guys make a mistake and gift you an out, you take advantage, and the Red Sox did. Nunez reached on the throwing error, a strikeout and fly out later. That's walked. Benintendi triples home 2, and Boston leads 8-5. And off to the right, out of play.
This is the one thing that Brian Snitker didn't want to have happen, and that is use one of his guys that he usually uses when the Braves are ahead, in this case Winkler, and have him have to throw a lot of pitches.
He'll have to make his 24th. JD Martinez 0 for 3 with a walk. He's ahead in the count. Braves have gone there with great success in this game. Let's see if Dan can finish him off. 2-2. Braves led 3-0 after 2.5 innings. Boston's outscored Atlanta 8-2 since. To short, or to the shortstop side. It'll be Ozzie with a strong throw, and that retires the side. Boston tacks on 2 unearned runs, but they're costly. 8-5 going to the 8th.
You heard Chip challenge me earlier. Yeah, I don't back down from a food challenge, Chip. So I walked about 16 miles around the stadium to find whatever the heck you were talking about earlier. I came up with a lobster poutine stack. It is 700 calories. There's like a tater tots, French fries. I don't think they could make a decision on what they wanted the base to be, so they combined it. They also put some lobster meat on it, some cheese, and
so you're going to talk all day? You're going to eat
some bisque.
Huh?
Yeah,
eat it. Let's go.
I have been eating this.
Come on.
Oh, it's soggy and
looks awesome.
Okay, so
there you go.
I give it a 3 for presentation.
Okay.
5.5 for taste, and a 10 for mystery, because I honestly have no idea what in the world I am eating right now.
You don't know what poutine is?
I asked somebody, they said tater tots with stuff on it. That's as much as I got.
Well, just dig in.
Yeah.
But these aren't tater tots. This is like a, I don't know, chips that are French fries.
Just give us a final result when you get down to that wrapper.
Yeah, why are you not eating the lobster? You don't go for the carbs, eat the protein. Let's go.
No, I don't know how much I trust it.
There you go. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
It's a big piece.
Johan Camargo leads off against Joe Kelly, and that's downstairs.
So you go from a knuckleballer to a guy throwing 100.
She must like it. She's not saying anything. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a drive down by that pesky pole, but pulled foul. And right on a play, it's a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, from a knuckleballer to 97.
Yeah, he just turned on 97. The knuckleballer did a good job, though. Stephen Wright, 3 innings of 2-hit shutout ball, a walk, and a strikeout. And Kelly looking at his, cleaning his glasses like, did I see that right? That guy just yanked my best fastball. Which actually he can ramp up to about 100.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I would assume, Joe, it may sound strange that a hitter would rather see 97 than that stuff that Wright was throwing up there.
They're certainly more accustomed to it. This is Fenway Park. They are not out of the game. Get some guys on base.
Braves have 6 outs left. And that's popped up. And Vasquez says he's got it. Staggered a bit, but made the play. And there's the first out. Camargo's popped out to the catcher twice. 1 away for Dansby, who's had a good day. A couple of hits, including a 2-run homer. He scored twice. And he's had a very active and solid game defensively at shortstop.
He did last night, too.
Lucas Sims getting ready in the Braves bullpen. Dansby at 281 for the year. For anybody that appreciates baseball history, hitting a home run in a place like this, or Wrigley Field, or Dodger Stadium, that has to be just a great highlight kind of moment.
Oh, you've been watching games from Fenway Park your whole life. If you're Dansby, he didn't like that call at the bottom of the zone. But to come in here and play like he has the first 2 games and hit a home run, what a great thrill.
No balls, 2 strikes. Did he go? Yeah, he did. He's going to be more angry about strike 2 than strike 3. As Kelly gets the first 2 rather easily. Back to the top, and Ozzie Albies. How's the lobster, Kelsey?
The lobster, for the current time being, has been retired to the side here. Yeah, I'm taking a break. I just don't know. The lobster meat came out of pre-packaged little containers, which made me a tad nervous.
Really?
Yeah. There were a few things that they put on top of it with no explanation, so I kind of just went with it because I was trying to impress you a little bit,
Yeah,
Chip.
peer pressure, right?
You know,
Gotcha.
so I just tried to suck it up and go with it, and here I am.
Well, in Tampa Bay, they have the Ray tank, right?
Okay.
Wouldn't you think they'd have a lobster tank here at Fenway Park?
Right.
Yeah, I'm just happy we don't have to go to Seattle this season, because God knows you'd make me go eat those dang crickets or
Absolutely.
whatever they're serving over there.
Heck yeah.
And then I'd bring them up and just throw them on you guys until y'all ate them too.
Well, maybe tomorrow you can find some chowder.
I can do that.
Okay.
Wait till we tell you what they put in that. No
Nope.
balls and a strike. Little tapper, and Kelly with an athletic move will flip to first. And the Red Sox in command heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. 8-5 is your score in game 2. baseball today. Braves are hoping Mike Foltynewicz can tame Chris Sale and the Red Sox in Game 3 of our series here at Fenway Park. We're on the air at 12:30 with Braves Live. First pitch at 1:05. Another lefty for the Red Sox, who already have given the Braves fits in Game 2 today, coming back, Joe, from a 3-0 deficit.
Lucas Sims will try to get him 1-2-3 here in the 8th inning. Makes his 4th appearance. Numbers not something you really want to talk about. Just need to make some better pitches.
He'll start with Mitch Moreland, who's doubled, tripled, scored 1, and knocked in 2. And there's a good start. Boy, you're right. Every single one of these Red Sox guys tries to uppercut and hit it as far as they can.
This guy is just bailing and wailing. He is just flying open and launching. And he can go out and get it on the outer third, as we saw earlier today on his double.
Moreland's 32 years young. Signed by the Red Sox as a free agent. Gold Glove winner in 2016 at first base. A finalist last year. 20 or more homers in 4 of the last 5 years. In fact, the last 3 years, a better average against lefties than righties, which is kind of surprising. Looking at his numbers this year, hadn't done much against lefties because he hadn't played much against them. That figures to change now that Handy Ramirez was designated for assignment. And fouled away. The year he won the Gold Glove in the 2016 season, 1,103 total chances at first base. He made 2 errors.
That's impressive.
That is a .998 fielding percentage. And did not commit an error in his final 52 games of the year that season. Out to play left side. Sellout crowd today, 36,510. They're going to have a sellout again tomorrow for Sale versus Foltynewicz. And the Braves have a busy day Monday, Memorial Day, a day-night doubleheader at SunTrust Park. I told you about all the events at the Battery and the ballpark. Big concert afterward as well.
It's supposed to be about 30 degrees cooler here tomorrow than it was at game time today, with a chance of rain. But the high tomorrow is only supposed to be like 59 or 60.
Perfect. That's rolled over to second. Let's see if Ozzie can make a pinpoint throw. He did that time. 1 out.
And with Sale and Foltynewicz, they should be able to heat things up just a little bit.
I would think. Hopefully we won't have any delays, because the last thing Atlanta wants to have to do is come back to Boston and lose yet another off day. Already lost one of those going back to Wrigley Field in Chicago. So worry about tomorrow. Still have 3 outs left, down 3 runs with Bogarts coming up. Xander has gotten on base 3 times, 2 via walk, once via an RBI single.
Like Whistler, Lucas Sims, given another opportunity, needs to pitch better, needs to leave a better impression.
That's hit to third. That's fair ball. Nice play by Camargo. Look at that strong arm. Pretty play. 2 outs. And Dustin Pedroia is back.
He just missed the bag too.
Pedroia came up in the first inning with the bases loaded. Looked like it was going to be a storybook return for Pedroia. I believe has a grand slam against the Braves in interleague play. Wasn't meant to be in the first frame. He popped out. He did walk and score in the third inning. He did a ball off Peter Moylan that turned into an out and lined out to end the Boston sixth. Great catch by Acuna. And yes, in Pedroia's interleague career, he does have a grand slam. April 27th, 2016 against Atlanta. And he's going to go 0 for today. Swanson with a throw to first, and Lucas Sims can say something no other Braves pitcher can. He didn't give up a run in game 2. Last call for the Braves. Acuna, Freeman, and Markakis coming up for the Braves. They're down 3 after 8. Brought to you by Coors Light. Those guys are having a great time in the monster seats, I think.
You bet.
And if they're Red Sox fans, they're enjoying game 2. 8-5 is your score. As we head to the 9th inning, a familiar face now on to pitch for Boston with new entrance music. It's not the Welcome to the Jungle riff, but Stranglehold from Ted Nugent now for Craig Kimbrell, who's on for the 24th time.
He worked last night, gave up a double to Dansby Swanson off the monster in left field, but also struck out 2 guys. He struck out Camargo and Acuna. Got Acuna to end the game. Benintendi moves to left, and Jackie Bradley Jr. in center.
And Kimbrell versus Acuna to start the 9th inning. Kimbrell struck him out to end the game last night. It was not a save situation for Craig. And Boston banking on Sale, maybe going the distance tomorrow. They may not have to use Craig Kimbrell. So he works in back-to-back games. 2-hit game for Acuna. A sign of better days to come for Ronald, who had 3 hits on the road trip prior to today's action. And up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's how the swing looks if you're trying to gear up for that big gas in the middle in, and it's the middle away, and you have started your swing and can't stop.
Fly ball well hit toward right. Long run Betts. That ball is back. That ball is gone. It's into the Boston bullpen. How about that nice, easy, powerful stroke by Acuna? An opposite field homer into the Red Sox bullpen, a country mile away. Holy smokes, solo shot makes it a 2-run game.
5th home run allowed by Kimbrel. And this time he got that one on the outside half. I can't believe how that ball jumped. And into the Red Sox pen.
There's one of the 3 Atlanta needed. Here's Freddie. Freeman's 2 for 4. He golfs one toward right, but Betts is there, and he makes the play for the first out. So Acuna, a 3-hit day today. The Braves have hit a couple of homers, one by Swanson, one by Acuna. And he barreled this bad boy up in great style.
Foot down, ball away. He's hitting the ball hard the other way in this series. What a great thing to see.
2-hit day for Nick Markakis. As the afternoon creeps into early evening, you can see the shadows beginning to creep toward home plate. Now Boston will have a quick chat. Vasquez and Kimbrel.
Kimbrel's only given up 6 runs, 5 on homers. How about that?
5 of his 6 runs have come on homers. Wow. Ball 1 for Markakis. Well, it's obvious Craig needs to move to a bigger ballpark. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so I'll throw $5 into the kitty if that'll help.
Yeah.
Bring him back to the Braves. One ball, no strikes. Ball 2. A bloop and a blast would be just fine for Atlanta. Rays have been exceedingly productive in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. '89 runs in those innings scored this year. Number 90 was Acuna's homer.
Cut that one loose, and Craig didn't really look at home plate until he was striding to home plate. He was looking toward third base.
On the ground is short. Bogart scoops it up. 2 outs.
Nice play. That was not an easy backhanded play.
Kurt Suzuki will try to keep the game alive for the Braves. There's the hard curve. It missed low. 1 ball, no strikes. When I say hard curve, I'm talking 87 miles an hour. Popped up. Betts is there. And the Boston Red Sox have won the series. They win the game. 8-6 is your final score. For the moment, the Braves fall into a tie with the Phillies in the National League East. Boston now 20 games over 500. And in 3 hours and 29 minutes, the Red Sox slog their way to an 8-6.